This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself. This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Today we are replacing the dryer motor on a Samsung dryer, and the dryer motor just seems to be working sometimes, other times it's not working. This is only about on a 3-year-old dryer. So we're going to take a look. We got the machine unplugged. We're removing 2 screws from the back so we can take the top panel off. This dryer is stacked on top of the washer, but we don't have to unstack it. We can just keep it there. We're removing 2 machine screws here from the front. This is so we can remove the front panel also. And now we're kind of separating that upper panel. We're going to push it back slightly, and then we should be able, after we move it back about maybe 2 inches, we should be able to lift it up and remove the panel to get it out of the way. Because to get the front panel off, we have to remove the console where all the controls are. And to do that, you have to first get the top panel off. So we did that by removing the 2 screws on the back. And now we're going to pry back on this plastic. It has some tabs at the top that you can release. You may need to use a standard head screwdriver to give you a little more leverage. If this video is helping you, please consider pressing down in the lower right hand corner of your screen the subscribe button, and that really helps our channel. This thing does come off, but it's not easy to get off. It takes a fair amount of force. It has 4 or 5 little plastic tabs that are holding it to the front panel, and there's maybe 3 tabs on the top here that we're just going to pull back on. Standard head screwdriver will give us a little bit more leverage. Take your time, don't want to break anything, so just slowly prying it back should do the trick. I'm going to pry back a little bit on the side. And again, I'm just doing this so I can get this thing out of the way. It's just held in by these clips, so I can get to a couple of screws underneath it that are holding the top panel on. And I got to get the top panel off so I can remove the front panel, and that'll help me to get to the motor. So there's some 4 screws here at the top that I'm going to remove, and I believe they're just Phillips head screws. And I did already remove 2 machine screws that were near the filter housing underneath the door that are part of what holds on the front panel. The bottom of it is just held on by 2 metal clips. So once you get those off, you have to pry a little bit here at the top to get this front panel to come off. So just take your time. Standard head screwdrivers are great to give you a little bit of leverage. There we go. And then there's a door switch, and you have to pull back on that modular connector. Be careful that the sheet metal doesn't cut you. Just take your time. So then we lift off that front panel, and now we're going to be removing this filter housing, the cowling, by removing a couple of Phillips head screws and by removing the filter. And we can get the cowling off. There's also a moisture sensor wire over to the right that we have to disconnect, because that's part of removing the big manifold that's holding the tumbler in place. So we're pulling off. We're going to take the filter out, pull off this cowling. We're going to remove 4 screws, 4 Phillips head screws. And we're taking off this little connector here at the top that brings power to the light, because that's also part of that assembly, and we're going to be taking that off. And I'm sorry, not manifold, but bulkhead. That's what we call this thing, is the bulkhead. Going to be removing these Phillips head screws, and then to get the bulkhead off, we have to lift up and pull back to get its metal tabs to release. So just give yourself a little time. A lot of times it involves lifting and wiggling to get these things to release. And then you're going to pull back and down a little bit to get this thing out. There we go. And then we have to remove the belt. And to do that, we're going to reach in and take the idler wheel and move it to the side so that we can reach in and take the belt off of the motor pulley. I'm going to remove 2 Phillips head screws here that are part of this metal frame that's underneath the plastic control panel. Just 2 at the bottom will be fine. That's going to help me to get this big tumbler out. So I got the belt off, and I'm going to just wiggle this tumbler out by pulling and wiggling here a little bit. We'll get this thing free. And then the motor's just sitting right underneath it, and the motor actually comes out really easily. There's not much holding it on, just a couple of screws. Some dryers, it's kind of hard to get the motor out. This one comes out really easy. Super smart design. So I'm using a standard head screwdriver to help pry off one of these electrical connectors. When you buy the new motor on the Samsung, it comes with a new blower wheel and a new blower wheel housing, and the housing comes with a thermostat and a thermistor connected to it. So all that's going to be new. So I have to pull off this electrical connector for the belt switch. Then I'm going to remove 3 Phillips head screws that are holding the motor frame down to the bottom of the frame. Once I get the screws off, I'm going to pull back on the blower housing slightly, and then I'm going to make the whole thing move to my right to release some metal clips underneath. I'm going to move it to my right, and I'm going to lift up. Good thing about Samsung and LG is the parts are relatively inexpensive. Maybe not really the best for reliability, but they don't cost very much. So there's the old motor assembly with the blower and blower housing. Here's the new one. We're going to go ahead and put that in reverse order. So hope that's been helpful to you, and please subscribe when you get a chance. Thanks for watching our video, and please subscribe to our channel when you get a chance, and also click the little bell notification button so we can send you weekly videos on all the different ways of fixing appliances around your home and saving you lots of money. So thanks again for watching, and please also press the like button for our video if this was helpful to you. Feel free to contact me at the email listed below, which is scottthefixitguy@yahoo.com, with any of your questions. And also, if you need to have a FaceTime meeting with me or a Zoom meeting, you can click on one of the links below in the description, and we can set up a 15-minute or 30-minute video conference where we can work on your appliance problem. So thanks again for all your support and for watching the video.